Do you know the difference between these three flours? I'm here to tell you the difference. So first we have just white all-purpose flour right here. You can see it's a whiter color. And then we have some freshly milled einkorn berries right here. It's fresh, it smells actually good. And then we have some rancid wheat flour, and I'll explain this. Let's start with the all-purpose, the most popular that people are using, especially people are talking about sourdough bread a lot, which kind of breaks my heart because they don't realize what it's doing to their body. So the first thing with white flour, it is chemically processed. There was an epidemic of us not getting any of the nutrients, so they chemically process it. They put in synthetic vitamins in the white flour, what we know as enriched or fortified, just to prevent beriberi and pellagra, which we'll get on that in a different video. They only put in 4 synthetic vitamins to try to replace the 40 God-made natural vitamins that are in freshly milled wheat. When you have this, just this, it's gonna really mess with your system. If not you, it's gonna mess up your future generations as well. Not only for the fact that you're not getting any of the nutrients, but because it's gonna spike up your blood sugar like crazy because it doesn't have that bran and germ. It is horrible for you. Just 2 diseases caused by white flour are 1, type 2 diabetes, and 2, heart disease. We did not have these epidemics before we switch to just white flour. We are meant to eat the entire wheat berry that God has created that has all of the essential vitamins. And not only that, when it is crushed fresh, you're getting all of the vitamins. Not only does it taste better, it's going to be so good. You're going to feel so fueled by your body, as well as you're going to get 40 of the 44 essential nutrients that your body actually needs. It's insane how good for you and nutritionally satisfying freshly milling does for your body. Now that we talked about white flour, now we're going to talk about labeled whole wheat flour that's prepackaged at the store. Whole wheat flour, it does not have a strong shelf life. If I freshly mill this, which I just did about 30 seconds ago, it's going to go rancid within just a few days. People knew this back in history. That's why they would go to their local miller every day, or every time they needed to make bread, they'd bring a little bag of grain with them and they would give it to the local miller, and then they'd have just enough flour to make that bread to be able to have it freshly ground because they knew it would go rancid. So this one I milled a few months ago. It is definitely absolutely rancid. If the store or a person is selling something that is whole wheat, it's important to know it goes rancid fast, and people all throughout history have known this. So it's important to know that a store that you're purchasing whole wheat flour from, what they're doing to make it not go rancid, they're either going to sift out the bran and germ so that it can last longer, and then they're going to fortify it even more with more synthetic chemicals. So it's important to know that, but not only that, if they're not sifting out the bran and germ, they're spraying the bran and germ with toxic chemicals to make it not go rancid. So buying whole wheat from the store is not the answer. All this time, I thought bread and flour were so bad for me just because of the processed food industry adding so many chemicals to it, depleting all the nutrients, and making a synthetic fortified version of it, which is horrible for our bodies. These little seeds are so healthy for you. When you freshly mill it, you're gonna get all the nutrients that your body needs. It's not the processed stuff that we are seeing all throughout the store or in pastries and breads that we see people selling or making. We need to quit the processed food industry as much as we can, at least in our own home, so that we're feeding our family something that's actually gonna fuel their body. You can do this. Wheat berries are actually very, very affordable. You could do this with a coffee grinder that you already have at home. But what I really recommend doing is investing in a mill. I know it may seem like a lot at first, or that for me, I never really baked before. I felt like a fraud, to be honest with you. But when I started freshly milling, I saw the results. I felt so much better. Just the same day, I was like, wow, I have a lot more energy. I feel like I could conquer the day. I was doing extra stuff. I've been a lot happier. I was so full and content after eating the freshly milled pancakes that we had made that morning. It can change your life if you actually eat the bread in its whole berry form, the way God had created it. The first step is getting a mill, and I had messaged a company and they gave me a $20 off coupon code if you want to go with them. They are all sold out because I will tell you, people are waking up and are realizing what is going into our bread and what our body actually needs to be fueled by. So if you would like a mill, like I love the Nutrimills. They are so amazing. And I emailed them and they get, to make it more affordable for more people, they gave me a $20 off coupon code. It's Simple Swaps 20, which is great. But they are sold out. I know that next week they're going to get the Nutrimill Harvest. That's the one I love and have. It's the lowest price stone mill that you can absolutely get. And it's honestly, I may be partial to it because I have it, but I love it so much. It works so well. So if you want the Nutrimill Harvest, that's coming back in stock next week. If you want the Nutrimill Classic, I saw that it's coming back in beginning of March. The wait is totally worth it. And the investment in it will help your body to save money in the long run. It is so worth getting a grain mill. It's so important, not just for you, but if you have children, that you can be feeding them that help their bodies and flourish them and not develop things that are hurting our generations because of what we've done to the flour. And not only that, if you're not eating these essential vitamins in here, you're going to be trying to get them in a synthetic form through another vitamin. And if you're not getting them through that synthetic form, you're going to be on medications to combat all the symptoms of not having those vitamins and the repercussions of that deeper into the medical industry. It is so important to start milling your grains. And I truly feel that this year is going to be the start of so many people waking up and realizing eating real bread and their lives changing for it.